Hello everyone, it's Stephanie Jeanette Bradley, and this is Demystifying Golf number 7. It's really short. This is just a reminder to start playing. Go ahead and start playing golf. Get out there. If you know that you like golf, I would suggest investing in a starter set of clubs, and then go ahead and find your nearest course. Like I suggest, use the same course as often as possible and use that as your archetype course. And then that way, when you play other courses, you'll be able to compare in accordance with distance, slope, hazards, etc. With that comparison, design your course management goals on the other course that you're playing on. Remember, the lower number of the club, the longer the club, the wider your stance, and the more shallow your swing plane. And with the shorter clubs, though you have the higher numbers, you have a steeper plane. With the shallower plane, your ball is going on the horizontal for a longer time, and for the shorter clubs, that's the higher numbers, they are going on the vertical for a longer time. Typically, you can get good height too on your long clubs, but they go farther out. And that's your driver, your 1 iron, etc. Okay, and start with the end in mind. So have an idea of where the flag is, take knowledge where the flag is in relation to the tee that you're using. I suggest going from the champion's tee. If you want to be a champion, you got to challenge yourself for champions. So from where you want the ball to generally land, so you can put it well, is below the hole on a down slope. Meaning, if you can make it land so that you will have to hit the ball so that it's traveling upwards in order to get into the hole. That will afford you the most versatility in your shot. Whereas if your ball lands so that it's going to have to go down a slope to get into the hole, then you're going to have less control of it, as you might imagine. Gravity's going to pull it on down. So have an idea where the flag is for that hole. Okay, so now have an idea of where you want the ball to land. So that would be your last shot before your putter, right? That you have to make so that it lands there. Then prior to that, based on that, now where do you want that tee shot to have landed? Okay, remember, we're going on aiming for 3 shots per hole: driver, fairway, putter. Okay, now obviously you will have to make adjustments in accordance with length and hazards. If there's water in the middle of the fairway, you're not going to necessarily, it's a 600 yard or 5, whatever it is. If your driver may end up in the water, you may want to play your quote-unquote mid-game from the tee. And then you're not going to tee off on the fairway, but you would save your longer distance for afterwards. So you're already closer to the water and you're going to just fly over it. So you just gauge that in accordance with your skills, how much distance you can get on your irons, your drivers, etc. If you have to curtail the power, the torque power that you put in when you hit your tee shot, go ahead and cut it down, give it, 80% of your power, 90% of your power instead of 100%, etc. Check before you go, check for tee times, whether or not it's mandatory that you make a tee time in order to be able to play on the course. If pricing is a concern, you'd find out first about the pricing. If you're not sure if you even like golf, just go and just get everything from there. You can buy shoes there, or rent shoes usually as well. You can get even the proper clothing if you needed it. You'd have to buy it. But you can rent the clubs, rent the cart, pull or driver, or what have you. Pull cart or drive go-kart. You can go by yourself, a couple friends, family. You want to have fun with it. Sometimes it's difficult depending, if the group is too large in terms of just too much frolicking. You may want to just go on your own, or just go with one or two other people who are really trying to, thinking about this on a serious tip. And now I'm going to post, I haven't figured out a way to transfer the upload from my Stephanie Jeanette Bradley YouTube channel to this SJ336 channel. So I have it, loaded, but I can't get it over to where I have this series running. So I'm recording it directly into SJ336 right now. Hopefully I have sound. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put the course management suggestions that I have for the dunes. And remember, I made the challenge to you to go and view their virtual tour of their 18 holes and come up with a course management plan. And then maybe go ahead with a couple of friends and visit Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and play it, see how it goes. And then I'm also going to put my course management suggestions for Valero, Texas Open, the course they're playing starting today. As a matter of fact, I need to turn on the radio so I can hear it. And that's pretty much it. Beware of avoiding slicing. You can do that by keeping your elbow closer to your body, so that way you're not swinging out to in, but swinging in to out. Okay, so because if you come out to in, you're going to be chopping across the ball. It's going to cause it to have some spin that'll pop out to the right, and that'll be your slice. So you don't want to do that, unless you're calling yourself, carving a shot, which, depending on the hole, you might have to need to do that sometime. But generally, you never want to slice. Shanking or hitting it flat is when you're using your irons and you end up, typically you're going to hit the ground, you're going to make a divot, but you should do that. It should happen after you have launched the ball. So you are stroking down on the ball to prop it up. Remember that, because on the driver, you're contacting the ball on the upswing, but with the irons, you're contacting the ball on the downswing, and you're popping it up, setting it out. So you're gonna have a divot, but if you end up where you hit the ground before you hit the ball, because the shot will come out like it'll be shanked or fat or whatever you call it, chunked. It just basically means it didn't go. It's not gonna go anywhere. It may just pop in any direction, but it won't have any distance on it. That's pretty much it, and keep it short. It's still not as short as I wanted it to be. But have an excellent weekend, and again, tune in to the tour today, starting today. It's already started, and that's at they're playing in Valero, Texas Open, and so near the Alamo. So it should be an interesting development there. I believe most of the guys are on the field. Okay, have an excellent evening.